Welcome back, everyone, to Ironhome, an Ironsworn solo actual play where I, Sophia, play Ironsworn Starforged in a variety of different settings. It's been a while, but we're back. And today we will be playing Stardew Valley. Well, actually, not Stardew Valley itself, but Stardew Valley inspired. That way, I'm not beholden by the actual lore of Stardew Valley, which I know Stardew Valley fans know by heart, as we all do. So my history with Stardew Valley itself, and actually Harvest Moon, because I started with Harvest Moon on the Game Boy, not even the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy, and I played a lot of it, especially. And then I played a lot with the PlayStation 1 with Harvest Moon. I believe it was called Back to Nature. I played a lot of that. And when Stardew Valley came out, it was like, this is everything I ever wanted from Harvest Moon. And I've played it several times. I've played it co-op with multiple people several times. So yeah, what this is going to try to be is just that. One slight change with the typical rules of Ironsworn is that I'm going to be using Spirit, not only as a measure of stress and that kind of stuff, but also as a measure of stamina, which is recovered using the Hearten move. So it's going to be like a slice of life kind of thing when we recover from our strenuous day of work by spending a little moment in the, relaxing kind of thing. So that's what I'm going for. I hope it works, and if it all works out, yeah, this is going to be a very long campaign if it all works out. And if not, I guess the character will get killed by a groundhog after a few sessions. So, a vicious, ferocious groundhog. So, without further ado, I forgot to give the town a name. So let's give the town a name. Let's use the Ironsworn oracles over here to generate a settlement name. And we just go over here and we click settlement name after a season or environmental aspect. Boom. Duskmoor. All right. Actually, you know what? I like Winterhome, the one on top, better. So let's go with that. Let's go with the town, and it's called Winterhome. It's a valley town. It is definitely a valley town. What locations are there? There is the mountain, where the abandoned mine and the adventurers guilds is located. There's the forest, with the enchanted meadow and the forest spirits reside, and rumors of a witch. There is the farm, where, well, we live. The farm is abandoned, dilapidated, and overrun by weeds. There's ample farmland, a little waterhole, a small cave, and of course, Grandpa's grave. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get into that for those of you that have no knowledge of what Stardew Valley is about. I will get into that in the introduction. Sorry, I'm just, I'm assuming. Then there's the beach, and that's about it. So, what happens is that our grandpa had a farm in Winterhome, and he passed away, and we inherited the farm. It was his dying wish that we return, or, because we went to Winterhome as a kid. That's usually the plot of these games. And, well, his dying wish that we go back and, recover, bring the farm back to its former glory. So we arrive there. We get this letter from Grandpa. And the mayor, we meet the mayor, and, they tell us about what's going on and everything. And, of course, that they put this weird condition that even though we inherited the farm, that, there's a time limit or something like that, I can't remember which Harvest Moons had that, I can't remember if Stardew Valley had that too. But anyway, so we're encouraged to bring life back to the farm, which is, in fact, what our extreme background vow is going to be. It's going to be restore Grandpa's farm. So that's what we need to do. And, well, let's get right to it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's introduce our character. Her name is Astrid. She has long black hair tied in a braid. She wears blue and green farmer overalls. She is large and athletic, and she's also rebellious and impulsive, which explains why someone might suddenly leave their entire lives behind to go settle in a farm. Okay, she's got 1 edge, 3 heart, 2 iron, 1 shadow, and 2 wits. Her assets are a pet dog named Bandit, which is a reskin of the Rockhorn from Starforged. She has the Forager asset, which is a reskin of Naturalist, and she has the Crafter asset, which is a reskin of the Gearhead. So that is what we'll be playing with. And to start off our game, we are going to go with our first initial vow, which is to produce our first harvest. And again, in this particular case, actually, you know what? I am going to include the concept of swearing vows here. We are going to swear them to Grandpa. So we are going to swear to produce our first successful, let's call it, yeah, because our first harvest, doesn't it? How do you write successful? I don't know. I'm just going to put lots of letters there. There we go. Oh, there, it was not like that. Autocorrect. Yeah, you're telling me it's wrong, but you're not telling me how to write. There we go. No, okay, I give up. I'm so sorry. Is that it? Yes. No. Okay, I give up. Anyway. It's haunting me there with that spelling that knows it's wrong. Anyway, so we are going to swear an iron vow to Grandpa, which isn't actually an iron vow so much as a vow. We're just going to go to Grandpa's grave, and we're going to swear. We already swore in the background vow to restore the farm, and now we're going to swear to produce our first successful harvest. So that's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to start at the game. After the mayor has introduced themselves and everything's gone, and we're overlooking our farm. And it's just, we're getting like a pan of the farm, and there's rocks and trees and stumps and just weeds of all different types, and you can hear all the crickets, and there's birds, and it's almost basically just like a wild, grassland with trees and stuff. So we walk through it, making our way through the grass and the trees and everything that's overgrown. And we get to Grandpa's grave. And the reason why it's all like this is that, in fact, what happened is that Grandpa's letter was lost. So many years passed by with the farm in this state until the mayor found the letter and then was like, oh no, we have to get this letter to Astrid. And then that's when I was called, and I was like, what? And everything. So let's go with that. So we walk up to Grandpa's grave, we push past the grass and the trees, and it's a very simple grave, almost at the edge of the farm. It's got the engraving there. What's our Grandpa's name? We should know our Grandpa's name. No, not a creature. A character. Give a name. Nassar. I like that. Okay, so let's write our Grandpa's name is Nassar, and our family name. What is our family name? Edris. Let's go with Edris. So Astrid Idris. So we kneel down. We put down a flower that we brought along, and we swear, and we say, Grandpa, I swear that I will produce my own first successful harvest, and I will eventually restore this farm to its original glory. And we are going to roll. We have no bonuses to this from any assets. So let's go ahead and roll and see how that starts. It is, oh nice, a strong hit with our 3 heart. You are emboldened, and it is clear what you must do next. Take +2 momentum. So as we say that, we're kneeling down, we're closing our eyes, we're thinking of the past, the times that we played. Oh no, let's put music fitting to this situation. That's what we've got the music for. This one. Yes. So we close our eyes, We're kneeling down and we're picturing the times when we were a little girl visiting the farm. Grandpa would go on a horse and we'd go on the back and we'd play and we'd chase the chickens and then the chickens would chase us back. And we'd help planting and everything. And it's all, you know, a series of sequences passing like that. When suddenly we hear a ruff ruff, and we open our eyes, and when we look, and there's Bandit, you know, wagging his tail. Bandit is a brown dog with a dog-like appearance. I just imagine him as it's just a mesh of different types of dogs. No particular breed. Just a dog, a medium-sized dog. You can tell I'm a dog person. And as he appears there, we kind of like smile, we stand up, go to, you know, scruff his little head and say, come on, let's go, boy. And as we're walking away from the grave, we stop just beyond the edge of where the grass and the trees have been, you know, cut down to keep at least the grave clean. We stop leaning onto a tree and we turn back to look at the grave. One last smile before we turn around and head towards the farm. Excellent. All right. Let's go back. Some peaceful music. All right, so for this initial quest, I had thought of a quest line. We need to clear the farm, which is a 4-sided clock, obtain the seeds and plant them, collect resources and craft a scarecrow to keep the plant safe, and collect resources and build a fence to keep stray animal out of our crops. So let's start with that. Astrid goes into the shed that's in the farm. She can see that it's as everything else, dilapidated, needs some fixing. Some of the tools are a little bit oxidated because there's like a hole in the roof, and when it rains, water has been falling in. The floor is like squeaky in the shed, and it's all just like, you know, when you open it and the ray of light comes in and the dust that just lifts up, the little dust motes floating in the air. She goes and she picks up an axe, a hammer, and a scythe to cut well, actually, the weeds should probably be pulled out, actually, and cut with a scythe. But, you know, yeah, she's going to bring the hammer and the axe. And she's going to head out on the farm and begin the first hard day of work. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to do a simple face danger. And I'm going to say on a weak hit, we only mark 1 tick of the clock. On a strong hit, we mark 2. And if we get too tired, we're going to have to leave it for tomorrow. Something simple like that, you know. Nah, nothing too complicated. Bandit is going to be behind us, barking and chasing butterflies and that kind of thing. So, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and roll with iron, because we're using strength endurance. Yes. So, here we go. Nice! Strong hit. Take +1 momentum. So we're going to mark 2 ticks, and I'm going to say at this point, it's probably still early in the morning, because we got up like really early. And really early depends where you are in the world and where the sun rises, but I'm going to say 6 o'clock. So we got up really early, we went to Grandpa's grave, we were decided, we knew what we had to do, the plan was clear. And yeah, we worked for a while, and now I'd say it's mid-morning, around 9 a.m. So, Astrid, I think, is going to take a break, and maybe go have breakfast in town. The mayor did mention something about making friends, meeting people, and that being important. And she's a bit sweaty, maybe a little bit stinky, but Astrid is like that. She expects these people from the town are, not going to care much about that. So she is going to go and try to get some breakfast in town. Possibly there's a bar, a tavern of some kind. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and try to make a connection. So this is going to be a search out new relationship, and this is obviously going to be you know, the barkeep, as we said, someone with a bar in town that could possibly sell us, make us a tasty breakfast. Do we have any asset that would help us with this? We do not. I'm probably gonna leave Bandit behind. Oh no, I'm gonna take Bandit with me and maybe leave him outside or ask if dogs can come in. I guess we'll see. First, we need to see if we're actually gonna meet someone. Before that, let's change the song to another one. And let's go ahead and roll with heart. Oof, that is a miss. You don't make a connection and the situation worsens. That is interesting. Okay, let's see what happens. What does the pay the price say? How was this again? There you go. Your equipment or vehicle malfunctions. A friend, companion, or ally is in harm's way. Your vehicle suffers damage. Let's think. Let's re-roll that again. A new enemy is revealed. Ooh. That's interesting. All right. Let's do that. So, as I'm heading, let's put some tense farm action music, because this is interesting. Suspense evil. Let's go ahead and this is the new one. No, this is a bit too dark. All right. No. I'm sorry. I'll stop playing around with the music. I promise. It's just that. All right. I'll stop. Let's just put one of these play. So, what happens is the following. We're headed into town. We come into the bar, and the bar is closed. For X reason. It doesn't say, the sign's closed, you know, we're knocking on the door, we don't get an answer. And then as we're leaving, someone says, "Ah, you must be Astrid, the new farmer." And we turn around, and it is bum bum bum, Venery. All right, let's make a note. Create folder. People. New person. Venery. And what is Venery like? Let's find out. I like armed. He's this, he has a pistol on him, and it's, you know, very unnerving. And he is uncanny. And what is he? Bounty hunter. Okay. I already have an idea for his role, so I'm not gonna go with bounty hunter. No, I don't like that. Let's go with a revealed aspect. Dangerous. I like that. Dangerous. So I think that Venery is looking to buy out the farmland. You see, Venery was on the cusp of owning Grandpa's farm until the letter was found. And when the letter was found, suddenly the sale could not proceed forward. And he has a different plan for the farm. He wants to, I don't exactly know. Maybe we'll figure it out later. But he definitely has a different plan. He was going to buy the farmland, tear it all down, build something else. Maybe a supermarket chain. We don't know yet. But he's definitely a dangerous fellow. And that's exactly who we encounter there. And he says, "So you're Astrid, the new farmer, are you?" And Astrid immediately notices the gun. You know, this man, which has a kind of look to him. And she says, yes, Astrid Idris, she says. And she stretches out her hand, you know, with a equally smug smirk on her face. Venery stretches out his hands, shakes it, and he says, oh, because this is perfect. Because if we don't make the farm in time, that's it. The mayor. So what happened with this deal with Venery is that there's a certain limit of time. If the farm isn't in working state before, so blah blah blah, Venery gets the farm. Okay, so let's go with that, which is possibly the plot of every Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley. But let's pretend it's original. And what Venery says, he says something like, I wish you the best with the farm. I hear your grandpa was an excellent farmer. I'm sure it runs in the family. And Astrid smiles back and she says, it sure does. And who are you? Sorry? And he replies, oh, my name is Venery. I was actually going to buy your farm until, well, things happened. I'm sure we could come to an arrangement if you'd be interested in selling me the land. It could be a very profitable. And Astrid just cuts him and says, no, sorry, not interested. Well, I'll catch you around, Venery. And she kind of just turns around and walks away, and Venery smiles until we're kind of out of sight when he goes, more serious face. So, we did not get breakfast, and we have made an enemy. So, that's not great. So we go back home, and we are going to try to continue. So we have a snack at home. We didn't get our fancy breakfast in town. We didn't get to make friends. In fact, we made enemies. Let's continue work. I'm going to say it's 9:30, close to 10, and let's go ahead and make another phase stager, again, with iron, no bonuses. And that is a weak hit. So on a weak hit, we lose 1 spirit. At this point, it's now noon. We have tore out most of the weeds. We're cutting down a stump. We're just wiping the sweat off our brow. The sun is starting to get up real high. It's getting very hot at this point. Oh, let's say it's spring. Let's make a note of that somewhere here. Over here. Season. Spring. Right here. Grandpa. Nope, not with an accent. There we go. So it's getting very hot at this point, and we should probably take a break from working. Unless we want to get sun something. Something with sun. The sun's bad at noon, I guess. Again, not a farm person. Just a role player. So let's go ahead and try to make a connection again, but this time we are going to actually try to buy seeds. So we are going to try to meet the shop owner that sells the seeds in town and everything. And hopefully this time things will go well. Hopefully. Let's go ahead and see what happens. That's a 7. Oh, that's a strong hit. Excellent. First, let's go ahead and change the music to the next one. And on a strong hit, you create a connection. Give them a roll and rank. Whenever your connection aids you on a move closely associated with a roll, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Excellent. So let's add a connection. So first, let's give them a name. Bam. Alysa. Alysa. Bam. Alysa Kwon, if that's pronounced properly. And what kind of connection are they? Troublesome? Let's go ahead and make them dangerous. Just give them a little more rank. Alysa Kwon. Shopkeeper. Alright. And what are they like? First look, distracted and large. Excellent. A large woman, just like me. Distracted, large, and disposition friendly. That's great. She is usually friendly. Oh, that's right. And the revealed aspect is, oh, she's lonely. Well, maybe we can be her friend. And nothing else. And we've already decided her goal. And what's her... No, her role. Find a person. Aw. Lonely. Wants to find a person. Maybe that could mean several things, but we'll just keep it open like that. So, we enter this small shop, you know, open the door. Cling, cling, cling. The bell rings. There's lots of... small little, what do you call it? Those stands? Aisles. Lots of different seeds to buy and other things for the town and cooking things, ingredients. Your typical small rural shop. There's a few other townsfolk in there. Some of them give Astrid a curious look. She just walks up and says, hello, my name is Astrid. I'm running the Idris. I like Idris. I'm running the Idris farm now. I'm I'm Nassar's granddaughter. I was hoping you could supply me with some seeds. And Alysa smiles back and she says, well, Astrid, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Alysa. I run the little shop here in town. We've got plenty of seeds for you to buy. We've got turnips, we've got potatoes, we've got spring flowers. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Astrid says, I think I'm gonna go for turnips. I think turnip was a spring plant. Let's say yes. If not, I'll correct myself later. Let's go for turnips for now, and maybe once things are settled down, I can buy something else. You know, I don't think we need to make a move for this. We're just buying some plants. I think Alysa and Astrid maybe exchange a few pleasantries as she's buying. I think Astrid might... Oh, I know what Astrid's gonna do. She's gonna ask about Venery. Yes. So we are going to... we're gonna gather some information by asking Alysa, what's the deal with Venery and what's going on and that kind of stuff. So let's do that after dealing with those pleasantries. So let's go ahead and roll. Wits. And oof. Your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. All right, let's go with that. So, what Astrid learns is that Venery in an attempt to hurry this procedure is hiring some very vicious lawyers that are going to try to accelerate this process and find little holes and here and there. So kind of like Astrid's behavior with the farm and what she does, and she has to be very, very careful. Like anything that could be used against her will be used against her by Venery. So she has to be very attentive in that sense. Anything that might, that Venery might be able to say, she is a menace to this town, or she is this, or she is whatever, that kind of thing. She has to be very careful with. So we're going to write here that hired a vicious and cutthroat legal team to find a shortcut around the deal. There we go. So, with that information, Astrid thanks Alysa for her time, grabs the seeds, and she isn't so much nervous as she is just infuriated. She's rebellious and impulsive. She is not gonna let Venery take her farm. And she has decided to, just... And that's probably gonna get her in trouble. She is probably gonna do some things that Venery's legal team is gonna find a way around, and that's gonna get her in trouble. But we made a connection, and I think that is... Let's go ahead and see. The reach a milestone. Did we overcome a critical obstacle, gain meaningful insight, acquired a crucial item or resource? I mean, yeah, let's just say yes. So this, I might be a bit looser here with the milestones because this is such a slice of life game that there won't be a critical obstacles to overcome when, we're just putting a farm together. So I think acquiring the seeds, talking to Alysa and that kind of stuff, I think that is going to mark progress on our quest. So let's go ahead and mark 2 progress there on our quest. And after that, we take a short break, and let's see if we could finish clearing it out. We want to finish clearing our farm so we can plant the seeds and everything. So let's do one last face danger, hopefully. And let's see how that goes. It's going to be once again with iron as we finish pulling off the last of the weeds. We break the rocks into pieces, gather some sticks, and all that kind of stuff. Basically just clear the land to make it ready for farming. Here we go. That is a weak hit. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. So we're going to say that we have successfully cleared out the first segment of the farm. The rest of it is it's a really big farmland, which we're gonna reduce our spirit because it's exhausting, and we're gonna mark progress in that. And I'm gonna say that it's around the afternoon by the time we're done clearing everything. Astrid is a bit tired. It's been a day, and she's sitting back down on one of the stumps further away that she hasn't removed. Oof. Bandit is next to her leg, rubbing against it. She's scuffling his head. Scuffling? Is that a word? Scuffling? Scruffing? I don't know. And she's, just looking at the work done, and she's feeling good about herself. She doesn't feel like she needs to rush, even though she should. Because of Venery. But yeah, she's gonna take it easy for the rest of the day. So we're going to try to hearten. And we're going to try to hearten by... We are gonna go into the woods. That's where we're gonna go. We are gonna go into the woods that aren't that far from town. Put this one. It's... The woods in Winterhome are... And the reason why it's called Winterhome is because this is the place that a long time ago, because the mountains to the north used to have many, many mines. Several abandoned here and there. There's one very close to Winterhome. And when winter would come, all the miners would leave the mines and come and spend time in Winterhome. That's why it was called Winterhome. It would be very busy during the winter and then very empty the rest of the year. And as the mines, went dead, abandoned, that kind of stuff, Winterhome kind of just, got smaller in that sense. Now we're headed to, I'm going to say... Let's give these places directions, just so we have a general idea. So mountains are to the north. And I am not copying this from Stardew. I am totally copying this. The forest is to the west. The beach, why not? The south. And the farm and the town are obviously more or less there in the center. And what's to the east? No one knows. Probably more beach. Anyway, so we head to west into the forest, and we go with Bandit. And we go, you know, just to walk around, explore. We remember that we used to come here as a little girl sometimes, and we have... There's like this feeling, this fleeting memory of something magical happening to us here. So it's a place of importance for us, but we don't quite know why. We have a feeling there is something here that we're connected to in some way, but we just can't remember it. It was in our childhood, something happened, and it's just there, and we just, you know, Astrid, she just likes walking through the woods, hearing the sound of the birds chirping, seeing the beautiful flowers and plants, and, you know, just walking alongside, going for a walk with Bandit in this beautiful forest. So that's how we're going to spend our afternoon, and hopefully it will help us recover some spirit after our long day of work. And that's what we're going to do. Strong hit. Excellent. You find companionship or comfort and your spirit is strengthened. Otherwise, take +2 spirit. Excellent. So our walk in the woods is successful, and we find it very pleasant. Nothing particular happens. And we go back home. And that's our first day on the farm. Quite eventful. So let's go ahead and we go back. I think by the time we get back home, it's probably getting dark. We give Bandit some food, a little bit of water, and it's probably sleeps outside. It's not cold or anything, spring. We, you know, wish him good night, step into the creaky wooden cabin, leave our tools tung by the door, hang up our shirt, I guess our work clothes, and just fall down to bed and just fall asleep instantly, as we are pretty tired from the day of work. And the next day, we must continue to produce our first successful harvest. We hear one of the neighboring, because there's a place that sells animals nearby, so we're awoken by the crowing. Is it crowing? I don't know. Of the rooster. You know, the sun shining in through the window. So we step outside with our clothes, our tools, and we get to work. We have to plant the seeds and what have you. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna have to till the ground, plant the seeds, water everything. It's quite a bit of work. So let's go ahead and make an iron roll for that. Let's see how that goes. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. You fail, or a momentary success is undermined by a dire turn of events. A dire turn of events. Oh, I know exactly what happens. So what happens is this. We're just about to till. We're gonna start tilling the ground. We raise up our tool. We hit the floor to till, and we hit something strong. We hit something hard, and our tool just cracks. The very old rusted metal just snapping. We come to inspect what it is. And I'm gonna say that yeah, it's an artifact of some kind. Why not? We have obtained some kind of artifact, and its nature is, let's go ahead and say, unnatural salvage. Unnatural salvage. So it seems to be something broken, definitely something artificial, made by people, and what could it be? Anyway, I'm gonna think about it later, and for now, I'm just gonna write down here, unnatural salvage artifact. That we're gonna figure out. Oh, that's a G. What to do with later. For now, our problem is that our tool is broken, and we cannot continue with our work. So we are going to have to make another connection. We are going to have to find the blacksmith in town, and hopefully they can help us with our tool, and we can move forward with our farm. So let's go and do that. Let's go ahead and make a connection. We're trying to find the blacksmith in town. We're gonna roll with heart. That is a strong hit. Excellent. I love this. So, who is the blacksmith in town? Let's find out. Not Alysa. Merrick Freeman. Excellent. Merrick Freeman. Blacksmith. Let's make them troublesome, dangerous as well. And what is Merrick like? Adorned? Alright. So I'm going to imagine, perhaps, that Merrick, yeah, I'm gonna say Merrick usually has makeup and jewelry. So adorned with makeup and jewelry. What else do we have? That's enough. Let's go with revealed aspect. Andy, well, he is a blacksmith. General disposition is curious. Excellent. And his goal is to gain riches. Excellent. So, he might send us to dig those things that you break. I don't know, we'll call them ores for now, but then I'll find the name. I'll put ores for him. That's perfect. So Merrick Freeman, we meet him, we go into the blacksmith. It's very hot in here. The smell of coal is yeah, the smell of coal is overwhelming. Let's see if we have a, let's just change the music just again. And so we walk in, we introduce ourselves, we're Astrid, Edris from the farm, you know, they say, you know, they're very curious about us. They ask, you know, when did we arrive? What are we doing? You know, just general questions like that. And then we ask him if he can, well, repair our tool for us, because we do not have, even though my character is a crafter and she can craft, repair, and repurpose or modify equipment and that kind of stuff, she does not, in fact, own a smithy to repair a tool such as this. So that is what we're going to ask him to do. And I think, I don't know if this is a move. I don't think we need to, I mean, this is, you know. Wait, I think the repair move allows us to ask someone else to do it. Obtain repairs from someone, roll supply. Excellent. All right, so let's do that. So let's roll with supply since we're obtaining repairs from someone else. And, okay, that's a weak hit. So on a weak hit, this is a facility. It's definitely a facility. And repair any other device is 3 points. And that is exactly what we needed. So it's done. Excellent. So basically, we leave the tool there for Merrick, and he looks at it and he says, okay, I'll have to reforge the whole thing, you know, it shouldn't cost me too much. Yeah, we don't really need to spend any supply. We obviously do pay him for his services. And he takes the tool, he reforges it and everything. As ting, you know, it's taking some time, and we just hang out there. We got nothing else to do. And we're just talking to Merrick. You know, just asking things about the town. Definitely asking about Venery and in the past. And, you know, not necessarily learning anything new. And I think Merrick will definitely tell us about that. He believes that in the abandoned mines in the mountains, there is probably some old, you know, treasures that can still be found for those brave enough to delve them. And if Astrid ever decided to go up there, you know, he would be very willing to trade or deal with any precious minerals or stones or break open any ores and that kind of stuff that she might find. And Astrid is definitely interested in this, and she'll make a mental note of that. But once that is done, we shall return back to the farm, and we will try, once again, to prepare the ground and till it for the planting, and so forth and so on. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and roll iron. And hopefully this time it will go well. Nice! A strong hit! You are successful. Take +1 momentum. So, we see Astrid, the final till. Well, not the final till, actually, because that you know, Astrid, we see a shot of Astrid tilling the ground, planting the seeds, watering everything, and then finally, standing beside her work. Several rows of planted turnips. And I think this definitely marks progress on our quest. We are not quite done. I mean, we could be done at this point, but as she's standing there, she sees a little crow flapping by and just stopping, jumping, almost about to eat the seeds. And Astrid's like, shoot, get out of here. And then she, you know, immediately thinks, okay, I'm going to have to make a scarecrow, otherwise my seeds will be eaten by birds and things. But regardless of that, I think she kind of like does that kind of sigh where it's like, oh, more work. This is harder than I thought. But I think this is a good point to stop. And if we look over here, we're first going to do one thing that I love to do, which is this table right here. And I believe it should be over here. Moves. The beginner session. And this table, I love it because you may spotlight a new danger, opportunity, or insight. This can include a scene hidden from your character's perspective. If you do, envision a brief vignette, and then you may roll on the table below, and then you take +1 momentum. But that's as you return to play from this. So I'm going to do this because I like this at the end of a session. I don't like it so much at the beginning. I like it at the end. It gives it a kind of like, I don't know, TV series, anime thing, kind of like feeling. So I'm going to do that. And if there's anything, unforeseen aid is on the way or within reach. That is perfect. I love that. So let's change the music because I know exactly what is going to happen. And I'm going to put this one. Okay. So, what we see is Astrid picking up her tools as she is, going back to her home to end the day of work. And as she does that, the sun is slowly setting on the horizon, light falling onto the farm, and a bird, one of the crows, there's the same crow from earlier that she shooed, kind of like lands back again. And, oh wait, not this music. Let's go ahead and put this one. The same crow from before lands on the farm, lands on the tilled ground with the seeds and everything, and begins to kind of like pecking at the ground, trying to get the seeds out, when suddenly from within the ground itself pops out this little, very slowly, little green kind of semi-transparent creature, and it just kind of like boop, boop, 2 eyes pop on it, and the crow kind of like, and then it just kind of like 2 little arms pop out, and it's a very cute little wobbly creature. It just kind of like shakes out the arms, and the crow goes flying away, and the creature slowly turns around to look at our house, at our wooden cabin, where we can see Astrid, again, from the window. We can see the little light from inside of the fireplace reflecting on her face. And the little creature with we can see the reflection of the light on its very big, cute little eyes as it's kind of like looking in our direction. And then behind it, boop, 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 several other little spirit-like creatures made all of different little colors, kind of like curiously glancing in our direction. And that's gonna be that scene. I love those kind of things. So, for the end of session, when you end a significant session or chapter of play, reflect on the events of the game and identify any missed opportunities to mark progress. If you strengthened your ties to connection, develop your relationship. Well, let's see. Develop our relationship. We didn't swear a vow, we didn't complete a quest, we didn't give them something of worth, or share a profound moment, or stand... No, we didn't really do anything. Maybe... No, I don't think we did. If you moved forward on a quest, reach a milestone. Did we move forward to restoring Grandpa's farm? That's interesting. I don't think we did, but we might once we finish this quest. So, is there a quest, connection, or other situation you would like to give focus in your next session? Make note of it and take +1 momentum. I would like to explore the mines. I would like to help Merrick and go exploring the mines. So, focus. Go on a quest for Merrick. And I'm going to mark 1 momentum for that. And, well, that's it. Let's go ahead and put some tavern end of session music. We've got 2 now. Oh, we've got lots. Let's go with a snowed in. Why not? There we go. So, well, thanks everyone for watching as usual. I'm still surprised at how many people watch this, but I'm very grateful. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed playing it. A big, huge thank you to Sean Tompkin for, well, everything. Making this game and everything else. Mihail for the Ironhome logos. Ben Straub for the Ironsworn Foundry module that you all see here. Ian Fisher for the amazing music that just gives that touch to those scenes. And of course, ConcernedApe for making Stardew Valley. Thank you so much, this amazing game. And well, that's it. You can follow my Twitter in the links below. You can join our very inactive Discord on the links below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And well, share it and all that stuff. And that's about it for today. I will see you in the next session. Hopefully, episode 2 of this, or maybe we'll have something else. We'll see. But anyway, thank you and goodbye.